Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a little bit spooky, and today we're gonna do cafe au lait makeup. Yeah, I'm still totally on the latte makeup train, and yeah, like cafe au lait is so much different, but here we are. I just want to play in some makeup and create a pretty look that is in a similar vein. So yeah, we're just gonna change up the tones a little bit and go with more taupey neutrals rather than those yellowy based browns. Does that make sense? You'll see. All right. Anyways, if that interests you, just go ahead and keep on watching. Before you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know some other color stories that you would like to see. Let's go ahead and get into the makeup. Alright, so today, cafe au lait makeup, we're going to use the Play It Jewel palette from ColourPop, which is a very colorful palette, and what we're going to use in it? The neutrals. But I was swatching through some of my palettes in my collection and color stories, and these right here just felt perfect. These three in the top corner just felt right, and maybe we'll throw in a shimmer from over here. Even though we have all these beautiful jewel tones to play with, we're going with the neutrals because whatever. So let's go ahead and dive in. And this is like the first time I'm actually really using this palette, maybe second time. Yeah, probably second time. I don't know why. I just don't dive into this palette as much as I should because it's beautiful. And I definitely want to do something with the shades on this end as well because look at those. Aren't those pretty for fall? We might have to do a fall look. And maybe we'll dive into these purpley tones one day or these reds. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I have a new tripod, and so if positioning is a little different, I have kind of redone some of my setup here because it's a more substantial tripod and it takes up a little more room, and it's also height adjustable, so I don't have to have a stack of books right here. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to dive in with this shade called Graded, which is that top one right here. And we're going to take that through the transition and just see how that looks. There's too much stuff in my way. Stuff and things. Tap off the excess and let's dive on in here. I have already primed my eyes and put some brow on. Alright, I'm just going to tuck it right into the socket and just blend it around. Keeping more of it focused right out here in the outer part and let it kind of flow up towards the tail of the brow. And a nice little wash. That's a nice shade. That really is a nice taupey brown. It's not super cool. It's not super warm. It's very just in the middle kind of taupe. I like that shade. It's a bit of like almost some pink in it. But in the pan, it looks just like coffee milk. Where I live, lattes weren't a thing growing up. Like, that wasn't something until a little bit later in life, I guess, until we started getting Starbucks here. But, like, you couldn't go somewhere and just ask for a latte. That just really wasn't a thing. Like, we had a handful, maybe like 1 or 2 coffee shops you could order a latte at. I do believe the milk is supposed to be heated in a cafe au lait, but nobody really takes the time to do that. And it's made with coffee and not espresso. That's the difference. With a latte, it's espresso, and cafe au lait is just coffee made normally, in my opinion and thought process of what I've experienced in person. Sugar in there or some sweetener, there you go, you're set. It's not foamy like a latte is. It's usually, I prefer personally half and half in my cafe au lait. That's what I go for, or just in my coffee in general, over regular milk or any milk alternatives. What do you guys think? What do you like to put in your coffee as far as your cream? I don't mind oat milk in like the oat milk from Starbucks. Pretty much is the only oat milk I like, which my friend said is nothing but sugar in it, and that's why it tastes so good. And it's, yeah, because I have bought oat milk and tried to make my own oat milk, brown sugar, shaken espressos at home. It tastes nothing like what's at Starbucks. I don't know what exactly is in their oat milk and their brown sugar that gives it that taste, but it doesn't taste anything like what you buy at the store. But that's my go-to order at Starbucks, by the way. And my go-to order at Cece's, which is the more of a Louisiana-based coffee chain, is a hot mocha with half and half, a sugar-free hot mocha with half and half. And lately in the summer, it's been an iced one because it's just been too hot to drink hot coffee. Today's the first day I've had hot coffee in weeks because it's been just brutally hot here. But it's finally cooling down and getting a little more mild. Fall is creeping in very slowly. All right, we're gonna jump over to the shade called Craft, which is a bit of a deeper brown, right? What was so hard with these tiny hands? This one right here. And I'm gonna take that on a Sigma Detail Diffuse Crease. No, Detail Blending. We're gonna tuck that a little bit deeper into the socket. But yeah, what's your go-to coffee order? Also, how do you make it at home? Now, when I'm making my hot coffee at home, I do have a little espresso machine. And I make it with that most of the time. But I also have a French press that I use if I'm making more than one cup, like if I have company or something. And if I'm not using the French press, I use a really old drip pot thing, drip coffee, like a really, really old one I have that was my grandma's, that is a little tin contraption that you have the little section you put your coffee grounds in, you put that on, and then you have a lid that goes on top, and then you pour the hot water in the top part. It's like pour over basically, and it's just a really, really old contraption that I use to do it because why buy a new one if this one that I've had my whole life and is probably 50 something years old still works perfectly? Why replace it? I mean, it's not like it's rusted or anything. I think it's made like stainless steel. That's what it's made of. Fantastic little thing. The coffee tastes amazing when you make it in that. It's just something about it. It tastes just like my grandma's, and it's just kind of special. I gave up on fancy coffee makers after I had bought a really expensive Ninja coffee maker, and it broke in like 2 weeks of owning it. And after that, I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done buying all these fancy contraption coffee makers that do all these little things because they all break. Like I had a Keurig for I had like the top end Keurig that I'd gotten as a wedding present. I had that thing for maybe a year before it crapped out. And yeah, after that I said, you know what? I'm done with that, and I don't love coffee out of just a coffee maker. So I just pulled out my grandma's old thing and I bought a tea kettle and was making my coffee on the stove, like super old school. And yeah, after that, I got into doing a French press, so I really enjoy using that. And I just learned how to really properly use one the other day thanks to a reel. I have been doing it a little bit wrong, apparently. You're not supposed to push it all the way down. All this time I thought you were supposed to push it all the way down. Anyway, I did break down and buy an espresso machine. I bought like the cheapest one on the market because I wanted to make sure I could figure out how to use one and make it work and like it at home before I invested in like a nice one, because one day I do want to actually buy like one of those really nice Italian ones. Anyway, I bought like the Mr. Coffee one that's $50 at Target, and that thing works great. I love it. It makes some good coffee. It's easy. It's quick. You don't have any gauges or anything weird to worry about. It's very straightforward and simple. Is it artisan espresso? No, of course not. But it's good enough for at home. If I want fancy coffee, I'll just go to Cece's or to a coffee shop, which we have like an abundance of now. There was a time when I was like in high school, girl, we had like one coffee shop. We finally got like a Starbucks inside a Kroger, and that was like exciting and a treat. And we had like one local coffee shop. Now we have like local coffee shops on every corner and franchise ones. So you cannot go wrong around here to get a cup of coffee. And Ewan, that's a local business that's technically more like a bakery, just opened up. Not super close to me, but not super far either. Close enough that it's not inconvenient. And we go over there in this particular area a lot for lunch because they have like a lot of restaurants and stuff over there. And they have sugar-free options, and their coffee is freaking awesome. But it's a little bakery, and they have like cupcakes. That's their specialties, like cupcakes and stuff. And they also have like healthy sugar-free options. Well, healthy, I mean sugar-free. They have alternative options to like some of their baked goods. Like they have a keto cheesecake that's sugar-free, low calorie, low carb, all that. I don't know how low calorie it is because it's cheesecake, which cheesecake is really easy to make keto friendly. I don't stick to keto, by the way. I just will pick that option in a lot of places because I'm just tracking macros and stuff. And it's just easier to go for that over something that's full of sugar and a lot of carbs. I could still stay within my macros. So it's just kind of a safe bet option. But anyways, the cheesecake was delicious. And they have like I think they have a cupcake that is supposed to be a little healthier that I'm gonna try next time I go just to see how it tastes, because desserts like that are very hit or miss. I did pick up the Halo Top brownie mix that is supposed to be like, you know, low sugar and all that. We're gonna try that out and see how that goes one day. Okay, what do I want to do next? Actually, I'm gonna put a little eyeliner on. That's what I'm gonna do next. But yeah, Halo Top makes box baking kits now, and I was like, that's pretty cool. I'll give one of those a try. So these alternative, like, healthy option baking Betty Crocker kits and all that are very hit or miss. You can do better doing it from scratch sometimes, and especially because you can control what's in it. Because sometimes these healthier options are filled with a lot of filler things that are not good for you, a lot of just junk that you don't need in there, and you can make it yourself and know exactly what's in it. Anyway, eyeliner, this is just a really like kind of cool tone brown. This is from Marc Jacobs. Marc Jacobs Beauty is coming back. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do. I always enjoy that brand. And this eyeliner might be a little bit dry. Yeah, I think it's drying out on me. It's kind of old. Was trying to use it up, you know how it goes. I'm just gonna take this little Morphe M562, I believe is what this is, and I'm gonna soften that out. It's a little crumbly. Might be time to let it go. But it's doing the job for today. Just want a little darkness on that outer corner. Right there, we're gonna blend it with some eyeshadow and stuff. And then we kind of bring it up a little bit to a little flick here if I can. Yep. Ben, what are your thoughts on like these healthy dessert options? Yeah, I try to just be balanced and make good choices. But I don't beat myself up over things either. If I want a treat, I'm gonna have a treat. Making smart choices where I can. Like I started meal prepping. That's a new thing for me. And also part of like wanting to do stuff myself at home too is it saves money. It's cheaper to buy the ingredients for something than it is to go out and get it from a restaurant or a bakery or coffee shop or whatever. By far cheaper. So I do try to do that as well. I'm not good at it, but I'm trying. I did meal prep this past week. I did 6 chicken breasts and I marinated them in Caesar. Didn't love them. It was pretty bland. I don't like chicken breasts very much though, like baked chicken breasts. So I'm trying to find some good chicken recipes that are healthy and not fried. And I did hot honey bulgogi, which is just substituting the brown sugar that you make bulgogi sauce with a hot honey sauce, which with a hot honey. and I marinate that overnight. So good. That by far is my favorite thing to meal prep because it's super easy. It cooks really, really fast. It doesn't take long at all. You just brown it in a wok and eat it with some rice, like some sticky rice, and it is delicious. And you can throw in all kind of veggies. I put asparagus in it this last time just because I forgot that I took the asparagus out and prepped it, and then was like, oh, I didn't think of anything to actually do with it. I was gonna throw it in here, and it worked, and it was good. Meal prepping is expensive, but then when you think about like how much do I spend getting takeout? Even if I'm getting healthier options with my takeout, I'm still getting takeout, and that's at least $30 a go. So I'm trying to be a little more budget conscious with the grocery shopping and health conscious with the food. The diet aspect of things are like just having a well-rounded healthy diet really is the hardest part. Okay, I'm taking that darker brown that we used, Kraft, and I'm gonna blend over that brown liner. I'm working on the nutrition aspect of things lately, focusing in on it and trying to find ways to make it affordable, convenient, and easy, and still taste good and be good for you, and be good for me and all that. So I've been looking at like meal prep recipes and finding ones I like. There's like, HelloFresh and all that stuff, which I think is a fantastic idea, like to learn how to cook certain meals. But I feel like that's gotta be kind of expensive. Like I feel like that has to cost more than what I would spend on groceries, but I don't know. Do you have any experience with like these pre-made meals like HelloFresh, or what's the new one that HelloFresh has that's like the healthy meal preps? Do you have any experience with those? Let me know down below, because I'm just curious about it, if that would be a good option. I don't know. The thing is, I don't love cooking. That's the problem. I really don't. It's not my favorite activity, but it's just one of those things in life you kind of have to do because you gotta eat. And I'm trying to make myself like it, or at least make it less of a pain in the butt to do. I got where I really hated cooking because my back hurt so bad to stand up and do stuff in the kitchen. And now that's better, so I'm like, okay, I don't have an excuse now. I need to just buckle down and cook. It's so funny because I forget that my back is better, and I'm so used to it hurting that I don't do things. Like I avoid certain activities, like standing up in the kitchen forever cooking. And then I do it, and I'm like, oh, I forgot. Yeah, you can stand now for longer than 2 minutes. Okay, I'm going to take some more of that first brown, what was it called? Grated. We're going to blend that. But yeah, also, if you have any good meal prep recipes, especially Asian style ones, let me know down below. We are brainstorming, me and my roommate are brainstorming a meal prep idea that's going to be Cajun style. Like basically stir fry, but make it Cajun. Using, I think we talked about putting like a little bit of crab oil in it, just a little bit, and doing like the Holy Trinity veggies and sausage and maybe ground meat or something in it, or chicken. Yeah, I think chicken would be good with that. And then kind of doing a stir fry that's Cajun. Because I feel like that could work. I think it might taste good. Like season it with Tony's instead of Asian seasoning, and use like crab bowl. I don't know. It might be good. It might work. It's worth a try. And we can just call it blackened chicken. Yeah, we can do like blackened chicken with some Cajun sausage with like spicy hot sausage. Ooh. Idea. Ding ding ding. Now the trick is to be able to cook this without having a massive amount of sodium in it, because Cajun seasoning is full of sodium. It's like the hardest thing to avoid with Cajun food, because a lot of the meat is seasoned already and pretty salty, especially like sausage. So maybe I won't have to use Tony's. Especially if we get some Tasso and put that in there. I'm just talking to myself now, coming up with ideas. But anyways, here we are on the eyes. I think this looks really pretty. I did do a lot of Cafe au Lait look the other day using the Natasha Denona Mini Lila. And I just used these two shades right here. And it was like the easiest, quickest look ever. And it came out really pretty. That's a reel. I'll put it in the side here if you want to see it. But it is, I uploaded as a reel and short on here. I'm drinking a smoothie right now, by the way. I got some new muscle milk protein. It's like their elite one, they call it. And it has 50 grams of protein in it. It's like, oh, hell yeah. And it's got a ton of other vitamins and good stuff. Okay, I'm going to go in with this shade called So Polished. It's a little, like, chunkier, the protein powder, than the others. I'm going with the shade right here. It's, like, thick, and it will kind of get a little coagulated in your cup. You kind of keep stirring it. But it's really good. It has a good flavor, and it's not chalky to the taste or anything. I can't get with all these, like, fruity flavored protein powders. Like, just give me chocolate or vanilla. That's all I want. Or a coffee flavor if you make that. But, like, all these salted caramel, this and that, like all these off the beaten path flavors, I don't want. I don't want fruity pebble flavor protein powder. Okay, I'm putting this shade like right here on the outer bit and letting that flow over. That's a pretty color. But there is one brand of protein powder. I can't remember which brand it is, but they are in collaboration with Fruity Pebbles. Oh, no, gross. Do not want. And like Alani, they have like all these crazy flavors. I am not interested. No, thank you. I like Premier and Muscle Milk brand. I like the most basic brands with the most basic flavors. Because you know what I do is I put coffee in it. I buy coffee concentrate and put that in it. And I make myself like a coffee smoothie and it's delicious. Like I look forward to drinking them. I've gotten where I make double batch of it. Like I use the same, I don't double my protein amount, but I double all the other ingredients and make a whole blender full. That way I can have more than one a day and just sip on it all day. And it works really well and it's quite tasty. I basically make myself a pitcher of it. And that is usually what I have around my breakfast time. And it is yummy all day. Okay. Ooh, I love that color right there. That is like the perfect Cafe au Lait shade. 10 out of 10. All right, now I'm going to take a little bit of this one up here in the other opposite corner. This is called Crystalline. And it's like one of those shifty champagne golds with a strong like yellow shift in it. Like they look kind of white, but then they have like this kind of yellowy green gold glow. I'm just going to take a little bit of that. I'm going to put it on the inner corner. Right there. Just bring a little light in. That's pretty. That flows so nicely with that other shade. Heck yeah. In case you're wondering if I have talked myself out of the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette, I have not. I'm just refusing to buy it at the same time. Yeah, just don't. You don't. Just ignore it. Because I don't need it. I know I don't need it. Have y'all seen the new ABH palette? Their holiday release? I don't like it. I think it's ugly. It looks so muddy. And just, ew. I don't know. It does nothing for me. Like, I kind of like the idea of them going for the jewel tones, but I also don't like it. I don't like, it looks bleh. Like, it just looks like a bunch of dark browns. Like, I think one of those shades is like a hunter green, which I think is cool. But as far as like the shades in it, I'm not into it. Not into it at all. Oh god, and the Urban Decay Metal palette, which, without seeing the colors, I like this concept, this idea of, oh yeah, makes me think of 80s hair metal. Heck yeah. all about it. That is one of the ugliest palettes I have ever seen. Color story wise. I'm like, are you kidding me? Wow, you put a gold and a fuchsia in there. Okay, Too Faced. And Too Faced holiday stuff. And I don't like any of these new launches except for that I need a nude palette. The new Nomad palette does look pretty. Like, it's kind of murky, but in like a cool way. There's so many palettes from Nomad that I want. So I get, or I can't make a decision on one because I'm like, if I'm buying them, I want to buy them all. I'm going to take a bit of this darkest brown here in the corner called Finest, which is a bit reddish. I'm going to take a little tiny bit of it and just tuck it right at that lash line. Just a little pat, pat, pat. Try and knock off the excess. That looks good. I like that. I like that. Again, soften. I'm a little wired today. I don't know why. Taking that mid-tone brown craft. Just making sure that looks good. It's doing what I want to do. Because there's no coffee in my smoothie today. Because it ran out. And I just had 1 cup this morning. But I'm just... Man, I finally caught up on my sleep. That's looking cool. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my face. Clean up this little bit of fallout. I'll be back for lower lash line and final touches. Alright, I'll see you in just a second. I just touched up my foundation, did a little bit of concealer. For concealer, I used the Milk Makeup Future Fluid Concealer powder. I did the e.l.f. Halo Glow powder in light pink, and I did a bit of the Fenty Cream Bronzer in amber, and a bit of the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow for a little bit of warmth on the face. Okay, now let's finish up these eyes real quick. My eyes started watering, so I had to kind of like chill for a minute, which is so much fun right after you finish your concealer. Anyway, I'm going to go along the lower lash line with that first shade we used called Graded. I'm going to take it on one side of this little Morphe brush. Just tap that in there. And I'm going to run it right along here. Just going to open the eyes up a little bit. Alright, we'll take that next shade up, Craft. Same thing, just tuck it a little bit tighter. And a little more at the outer corner. Just getting some soft definition. Make sure that kind of connects up to the upper lash line. Alright, and I'm going to take a little bit of the darkest brown that we used called Finest. Just tiny, tiny bit. And just tuck it really right in there. And we get back in with our shiny shade we used code So Polished. That was a shimmer we used across the lid. This one right here. I'll take a little bit more of that because I feel like I kind of lost some of it. I'm going to take some of that across the lower lash line. Alright, and we'll take the lightest little shimmer called Crystalline. We used on the inner corner. Then pop some right here. Eyeshadow done. Eyeshadow's done. Close the palette up and we'll do some mascara. What mascara do I have? Since we used a Milk concealer, let's use a Milk mascara. This is the Milk Kush mascara. I know this is not like my favorite mascara, but it's just, I need to use it up. It's open. It's a very natural, like fluttery mascara, but it's like a good everyday mascara if you don't like a lot of mascara. If you don't like a heavy lash look. It's just that kind of just enough volume. But definitely not the most impressive mascara on the market. It's just one of those okay ones. I do like the wand. It's very sturdy and like, I don't know, it grabs the lashes well. But it's still like a really dense bristly wand. It just gets in there good. That is mascara done. That looks pretty nice today. Some days I really don't care for that one. And then some days it does better than others. strange little quirk to that one. Okay, I'm gonna jump back in here really quickly and take a bit more of Craft. Just to... Sometimes after I put my mascara on, I just feel like I need to add a little more something out here. Always. Okay, I promise I'm done with the eyes now. I'm done. Blush. Let's do a little bit of blush. I'm gonna use the Milani blush in Berry More because it's my favorite. I don't want to hear it. It's my favorite. Yeah, use the same blush all the time. Yes, I do. I wanted a blush that can go warm or cool, just kind of in between, neutral feeling. And this one just feels right. Okay, and we'll do a little bit of highlighter. I'm gonna take some from the Filmstar Bronze and Glow, just a little bit. I did put on a little bit of floss filter as well. Forgot to mention that on the high points. So if you're wondering where the glow came from, it was that. I just totally forgot to tell you about it. Let's see, lip liner. I'm gonna take a little bit of BFF lip liner. All right, and we'll take Milani's Matte Fetish Lipstick in Pleasure. And I'm going to use a little bit of White Russian from Buxom again because I really like the way it looked the other day. This was so like 2012 or 2014 lip, but I like it. Okay, all right, and that is our makeup all complete. Another basically take on latte makeup, but we're gonna call it Cafe Lait. But yeah, I like this color story. I just think it's very pretty, and I'm kind of into it, just because I'm really into it because it's an easy makeup look. It goes with so many different occasions, and you can wear it to work, you can wear it to grocery shopping, whatever, and you can also jazz it up for a night out. It's a very just easy makeup look that's still very put together and pretty. And that's what I like about it. But anyway, yeah, that is all for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. But anyways, let me know down below if you have any meal prep suggestions, recipes that you enjoy cooking. You can always send me a DM on Twitter or Instagram of recipes. Please send me some. And yeah, what else did we talk about? Oh, and how do you like your coffee? How do you make your coffee at home and order it in public? Let me know. Or order it at the coffee shop. Let me know. I'm nosy. All right. Yeah, that is all for today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye now.